There will be a huge void in daytime television after Sammy Brady, a.k.a. Alison Sweeney, leaves Days of Our Lives after 21 years. But fans fret not, because there is still plenty of Sweeney to go around. She's out with a book called Scared Scriptless, and we're very happy to have you in the studio today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
I want to talk about the book in a minute, but first, 21 years?
Yeah.
Why now? Why now?
I guess I just had really come to a point, and my husband and I talked about it for a couple of years actually, and decided that it was really time for me to make a change. And my kids are getting older. I want to be home with them a little bit more and see what else is out there, audition, take on new challenges, write more. So I have a lot of other things I want to try.
Had you ever come close to this point before?
I mean, no. I feel like this is the first time that I was really ready to walk away.
And
I've loved it. I love my job. I love Sammy.
And your fans love you. I mean, since the age of 16, everyone has watched you grow up, become a favorite sister, a daughter, a mother. And this fan wrote on Facebook, which I think kind of sums up the sentiment, that you will be missed by, because you had said, in the introduction, you were like, oh, okay, here we go, a great big boy. But the fact of the matter is, more than 2 decades, I'm not putting an age on anything.
No,
I
earned it.
That's a huge following. Rebecca Kay wrote this on Facebook saying, this woman has made me laugh out loud, cry out loud, made me hate her and love her. Wish she, or rather the character Sammy, was my friend. Though I am so sad she is leaving, I wish nothing but the best to her and her family. Thank you, Alison, for all the joy you've given us.
Oh, what a nice thought.
How do you turn away from fans like that, then?
I don't know. It's really hard. I do hope that they continue to follow me. I left the door open at Days. I hope I come back for celebrations. I told Ken Corday I'd be happy to eat, Grandma's clam chowder in the background of the pub once in a while.
Right.
It's my home, and I grew up there, and I love it.
So talk to me then about Scared Scriptless, which I apologize because the cover is bent a little bit, because I packed it over the weekend when I was in Michigan. So I'm reading this on the plane.
It's a love. It's a well-loved book. I like it.
It shows that we've made a bond. We've made a commitment together. The fact is that this is a great book. I mean, it's like good beach reading material, but it's a fun book in the fact that you can see. It probably reflects a lot of what your own personal experiences were like in daytime television.
Yeah.
Is that the inspiration for Maddie, the character?
Yeah, I think my inspiration for Maddie really came from, all the crews that I've worked with. And at Days of Our Lives, the crew is a family, part of my family. And it was sort of just turning the spotlight on them and seeing what their life, their romances, their career ambitions are like. And the show is really made of all of its parts, and if the prop guy is not doing their job, the show doesn't work. I mean, it's every single element is just as important as the other, and I think that was one of the things that made it fun to write. And I think people like a behind the scenes look at Hollywood. I mean, we're used to it and this is what we do, but I think it's interesting to people to not just be told what Hollywood is like or what backstage is like, but to feel like they're in it. They're doing the work with Maddie.
Well, and that's what's fun, and especially when you get up to the point, it's like page 131, and I'm not going to give away the ending of this, but it's like, you start to get up to this point, you're building up this great character relationship with Maddie and a significant other, and then all of a sudden things turn much like daytime television turns.
Sure.
I mean, you've obviously had experience in being able to understand the craft of being able to tell a story and then turn it on its head quickly.
Yeah. I mean, one of the first things that prompted me to write my own fiction was that I got frustrated. I love Days of Our Lives. I love playing Sammy, but there have been times over 21 years that I felt the story was not going in a direction that I would like it to go. And I'm a big believer in happy endings. So on a soap opera, that's very challenging. You don't get a lot of those. So I would sit there on set thinking like, oh, if it were me, I would write X, Y, and Z. And then I went home and I just started doing that. I started writing scenes the way I would want them to go. And then I started coming up with characters that I wanted to write about. And here we are, two novels.
2 novels, congratulations. Okay,
and I'm writing a 3rd one right now. So
no rest for the weary, I guess.
I know.
All right, so give me an example. Can you think of a time in Days' history where the plot line went, this isn't exactly where I want it to go?
Oh, I don't want to call anyone out.
Oh, come on, you've got an allegiance of fans out there.
Oh, yeah, they know. They don't need me to say it. They know when it turned. I'm trying to think, maybe like there was a storyline many years ago where we got involved and there was like a crazy circus, and the next thing you know, we're like, there's a tiger on, and this really happened on the show. There was a tiger on the loose, and now we're like out camping in the woods. And I had this thought of like, I don't know that I would go camping in the woods with Horton the tiger on the loose. And so, I mean, it's just things like that. Things happen.
Common sense may elude, but then again, that's what's half the fun, which is why you have to tune in on a regular basis to find out exactly where it's going to twist and turn.
Yes.
So what do you think about turning Scared Scriptless into either a movie
I've been certainly having these conversations, and I would love the first book, The Star Attraction, and Scared Scriptless are sort of in the same Hollywood. You know how there's that thing, like how everyone in Hollywood knows each other?
Right.
It is sort of true, you know, and there is sort of an element to that. So the main character of Star Attraction is Sophie, who is a publicist, and she appears in this novel as well. She is the main actor's publicist, Billy Fox, and he appears in this book. And so you kind of get that sense of like, I'm building a community in Hollywood, and all these people know each other, or their paths do end up crossing. And in the third book, it happens even more. And so, yeah, we're having talks about who should play Billy Fox. I put it to you, like who would be a good Billy Fox. So I love, you know, getting a sense of that and seeing what that could be too.
I know it sounds odd, and the phrasing is not going to come out the most politically correct, but do you still have to hustle in Hollywood? I mean, despite your career, I mean, is it still a matter of having to go out and constantly network and constantly pitch yourself over and over?
Yeah, I mean, it's Hollywood. It's all about what have you done lately, or, you know, and then what's the next thing, and what are you going to do next? And for me, actually, though, I love it. That's what's fun. If it weren't challenging, you know, I wouldn't do it. I think it's fun to work hard. I think it's fun to push myself. That's why I love I've been directing at Days of Our Lives and pursuing that and shadowing other directors and really expanding my horizons, because I feel like the fun of life is learning something new and challenging yourself and pushing myself. If people just handed me stuff, I think I would get bored of it really quickly. I mean, if you want to,
you're not going to turn it down.
Exactly. Right.
Give it a shot.
Yeah, I'll try it. But I like working hard.
Speaking of working hard, Biggest Loser, what's going on with the season? Are you going to continue on with this? Because it's been a huge success.
It's been a great success, and the fans love it, and they've been missing us this summer. And I love meeting fans who say, I eat healthier that day. I work out the day after I watch the show, or I've lost 50 pounds. I mean people every day who feel inspired by Biggest Loser, and that's so rewarding and so exciting. So we're starting production again in June, at the end of the month, and I think we start airing in September. So,
well, your own personal story about weight loss is obviously connects with a lot of the viewers and a lot of the people that are on the show itself.
Yeah, and I talk to the contestants a lot about how important it is to lead a healthy life and to give yourself really positive inspiration. Like, instead of beating yourself up about what you don't look like, be proud of what you have achieved, or look at it like, I get to work out today. I am healthy enough that I can go for a run in Central Park. I can choose to eat something healthy today, and I think that's a really positive. I think it's a really positive message, and it's the little things. Like, I think people get nervous about extreme dieting, where it's like, I'm going to eat nothing but, you know, broth for 6 weeks or something.
Right.
But it really isn't like that. It's like, you know, put something healthy in the front of your refrigerator, like a bowl of blueberries or something, and just have them ready. So instead of potato chips, you reach for a healthy snack. And it's as simple as that. If you make healthy choices throughout the day, you're less likely to need the junk food. You won't be as hungry for it.
Did you ever fight any kind of an ugly battle with any kind of eating disorders, with any kind of body images?
No, luckily I really didn't get into sort of the eating disorder. I played a bulimic on Days. Sammy was that was my first sort of big storyline. But I think that I really had a story that a lot of girls can relate to. I struggled with my weight when I was a teenager. I looked in the mirror and I was unhappy, and I didn't know what to do about it. I remember in the 90s. I ate those like fat-free cookies thinking that was good for me. I ate sugar-free things thinking that was good for me. I mean, like, I fell for every trick in the book from an advertiser's perspective. I was that sucker. And now with Biggest Loser, I have learned that it isn't about the fad diets, and it's not about the packaging. It's about going to the protein and veggie aisle and buying those things and cooking them yourself. And I really focus now on raising my kids to be healthy. I mean, not to get serious for a second, but the statistics in this country are staggering. Our kids are obese, and it's not getting better. And there was a news story recently that more than half of our kids aren't healthy enough to serve in our military anymore, and that's a problem. And I'm proud that Biggest Loser is part of the solution.
You're part of the solution on that. And do you ever look at daytime television as being part of the problem as far as creating an image issue for young men and women.
To be totally honest, I mean, I think that maybe in the 90s you could have made an argument that like the magazine covers are part of it. I don't think it. The problem is that people aren't eating healthy, and that's not what those magazines are talking about, or daytime TV. It's that people are sitting in front of their TV for 5-6 hours, and it's actually not even TV anymore. It's gaming. These kids are spending 6 hours a day on average, playing computer or games of whatever variety. That's the problem.
Take up a hobby like writing.
Yeah, get up. Run around, get up. Write another sentence, run around, write another sentence.
You've got the routine down clearly, and it's a routine for success. Alison Sweeney is called Scared Scriptless. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.